Right now, banks are scrutinizing and lowering their loan to cost, their leverage that they're willing to lend on these construction projects, especially if it's a hospitality project or student housing with coronavirus. So that is the need for cpace financing. There's lots of benefits of cpace financing. So if you're in a market that I just named, let me know if you have any projects you want to discuss. There's a lot of uses for cpace in the capital stack.
Welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast, where we interview real estate investors and lenders so you can learn all the secrets to getting your projects funded and scale your portfolio. And now, your host, Beau Eckstein.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Investor Financing Podcast. And I'm your host, Beau Eckstein. And today we're going to talk about the developer's secret weapon. Okay, the secret weapon for developers in 2021 and beyond. Okay, it's cpace financing. If you're developing property in California, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, and a couple other states that are PACE eligible states, you got to look at cpace in the capital stack. Right now, banks are scrutinizing and lowering their loan to cost, their leverage that they're willing to lend on these construction projects, especially if it's a hospitality project or student housing with coronavirus. So that is the need for cpace financing. cpace financing comes into the capital stack and it works in conjunction with your senior debt. So you have your senior lender, and then you have cpace financing, which isn't like a lien, like a debt lien. It's actually an assessment through the property taxes. So through state jurisdictions, they enacted certain laws in these states, which basically opted into the cpace financing realm. And then each county and city needs to opt in within the state of, say, California. So depending on the market, if you're opted in or not, there's ways of getting opted in. But the fact of the matter is what cpace financing does, it gives you a cheaper cost of capital that's non-recourse. It's amortized anywhere from 20 to 30 years typically. It's non-recourse, I'll say that again. And the cost of capital for this is far lower than pref equity or bringing in more LP equity into the deal. So your returns are way higher if you look at cpace financing, not to mention that you're doing good for society, or you're building a more valuable building because it's going to be more energy efficient with lower expenses, which means you're going to have a higher NOI, which is you're going to force more appreciation to this build, right? So there's lots of benefits of cpace financing. So if you're in a market that I just named, let me know if you have any projects you want to discuss: multifamily, industrial properties, certain special use properties. As long as you're going to be holding the property as some form of rental, hotels, self-storage. There's a lot of uses for our cpace in the capital stack. I think we're $1 billion industry last year. You know, in the next 10 years, we'll be a $100 billion industry. Developers are starting to catch wind of this, and it is the tool of the future, especially with all the green enabled acts that are being passed by, the presidential administration. It's going to push this green lifestyle to the max, which in return is going to give more incentives for developers to build green and build healthier buildings that will give off less of a carbon footprint and all the stuff that goes with green buildings. So anyways, cpace financing, look into it if you're developing, if you're doing adaptive reuse projects. It is an amazing financing tool, and I like to help share the word about PACE and what it can do for you as a developer. Not only give you higher returns, but help society so we can be on this planet for a long time.
Thanks for listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. For show notes and useful resources, please visit investorfinancingpodcast.com. For questions or comments, email info@investorfinancingpodcast.com. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your network. Until next time.